granular detail. You want to see every fucking pube sticking out everywhere. You just want that, like, just all the megapixels of that scrote.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the VGRCast, the weekly podcast about anything and everything in between. This week, I'm joined by my lovely friends Mike, Ryan, Steve, Monica, and my lovely fiance Chris.
What's this thing?
That's Soko.
Basically, we're in the exact same pose with the exact same expression.
My name's Kev. Welcome to the show.
Forehead, but I just went in naturally this time.
Yep. Nope. That worked out well. I started the podcast about midway through your explanation for the audience. Mike got a new phone.
Yeah.
Kevin's on his way to get a new phone soon.
Yeah, I'm actually I've pre-ordered the S22 Ultra.
If my phone wasn't
It's
not
nothing
good,
new.
I mean, if my phone was still not good, if my phone wasn't good, I would get a new phone. But right now it's good, so no new phone.
Yeah, mine's also fine.
I'm
This
an
one's
Apple
the
boy.
A32, so it's basically the cheapest of the current generation Galaxies. It functions, although I do have to figure out something with the Bluetooth because none of my earbuds are pairing with it for some reason.
Oh.
So
That sucks for you.
I've replaced my phone at the end of last year's. I had like my iPhone for like 4 years, so I figured, it's about time.
Is the song Good Vibrations about a cat purring?
It should be.
Whoa, that was
It
a
very
whiplash
much should be.
transition.
I thought of. Oh, was that the transition?
No.
No.
It wasn't a transition, but fuck, that was a whiplash
that was my
conversation.
brain.
I was gonna.
I just want to briefly say that it's just a weird problem I've been having because it pairs with my dad's like speaker, but it won't pair with my headphones.
How old
But
are
the
your headphones?
How old are your headphones? Yeah.
That's 6 months old,
Oh.
and they still
yeah,
pair.
that should work.
How old's the phone?
The
Wait, what model is it?
this the A32.
Like brand new? Just came
I-
out like this year?
I don't know when the A32 came out, but
I know nothing of Google. Or
That's
Apple.
about a year ago, February 2021.
Yeah, they should be
Yeah.
compatible.
yeah. So I don't know why. Yeah, and it's not the headphones' fault either because they still pair with my old phone. So
Weird.
gotta figure it out.
Tried updating.
Try turning it off and on again.
I did.
Before we get started, I have a new mini segment. I have a couple ideas for mini segments for myself. I'm just gonna kind of. Well, no, it's not that. I just want to kind of. I want to experiment with a couple things. So tonight is Kev's cocktail hour. I have made 2 cocktails for Chris and I. Mine is a bourbon sour, very simple. It's just lemon juice, simple syrup and bourbon, chilled in like you stir it around in a freaking big thing. Very classic cocktail, very common.
Very descriptive.
Yes, very delicious. Chris's is something that I did not know about. It's called 2 things. We call it the Silver Bullet. It's also called a Smoky Martini by some.
Why ain't it silver?
It's 1 part Scotch, 2 parts gin, and again you put it in a big glass thing with ice. You stir it around a whole bunch to chill it, and then you garnish it with like a lime twist. And it's called a Smoky Martini because it's kind of got like the gin quality of martini, but also like smokiness of Scotch. And it's surprisingly very good.
It's 2 of my favorite
It's also very
things.
strong though.
Yeah, it's just alcohol.
It's pure booze.
I would just like to say thank you for taking over what was basically my segment before, but I just got too lazy with keeping up with.
I was going to see. He said it. I was thinking it. So you just stole Mike's segment.
No,
I
you know
was
what?
thinking
You
it
know what?
beforehand.
It doesn't have to be just one person's segment.
I know.
Well,
I
it's
know.
well,
I'm
there's a
taking
difference
shit.
because one's mystery shots and the other's cocktails.
Where's
so
your
there is
mystery shots,
some
bitch?
difference.
Well, and the
true.
whole thing is the cocktail hour at the beginning of the, we could always start with cocktail hour, and if people have other drinks they'd like to show off, feel free.
Yeah.
Gin and Mountain Dew.
Nice.
Oh God!
No, it's good.
Which
What a
is very neat.
combo!
Gin. I had a bad experience with gin. I can.
I'm sorry.
Oh, I can
Never
make
again.
Kevin have a bad experience by showing him the name of the gin.
Yeah,
I don't
it
like
was.
Seagram's.
Yeah, Seagram's
Seagram's
got
whiskey.
me as well.
Secrets itself is
But it's not necessarily the taste or anything. It's because it was For some reason, this bottle of gin was in my senior year apartment for like almost the entire year, and we needed to get rid of it. And I brought it with me when I was hanging out with a few of the trombones, and I was just nervous and drank too much.
Nice. I mean, not nice, but good story.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it wasn't great. I was pretty drunk on the floor, and it was not a pretty sight.
Get drunk all on the floor.
Mike's well aware of the floor when he's drunk.
Did you know that you can't touch your biceps?
Okay, babe.
What's in that drink?
Steve, you were gonna say something?
I was gonna ask you if you imported that GIF or not.
No, I didn't have time.
Fuck.
It's mostly that. So when I moved from one computer to the other, all of my GIFs and JPEGs are still on the old computer, and I need to transfer them over and point them to the new location on the new computer. And I just did not have time to get a flash drive and do that.
Fair enough.
So, yeah, that's unfortunate. For next week, though.
So what the fuck is Lost Ark again?
So yeah, Lost Ark is a MMO.
Ark that's lost.
Yeah, it's a Lost Ark. So it's an MMO, and the main reason why this topic is on here is because I'm just very confused by it, and we're not sponsored by Lost Ark or Amazon or anything.
Bold of you to think
it's from
anyone.
Amazon.
I know, but I just have to say because I'm going to say some pretty high things about this game right now.
All 6 viewers, which I'm pretty sure are just all of us.
So
What a dick.
the reason why I'm confused, I'm confused how they make money on this game, because it's free to play, and it's so usually when you have free to play MMOs, you hit paywalls pretty quickly and pretty frequently. Just not necessarily like progress paywalls, but more of like you can only have one character, you can't reroll, you don't get mounts, you don't get skins. But like in Lost Ark, like you literally finish the tutorial and immediately get a mount. Like they immediately give you a horse just to use. And yeah, and then there's also just other things like there's like you get 6 characters for free, just you can make 6 different characters, and like all my friends that are currently playing it just keep saying that like yeah, I keep expecting to hit a paywall and I just don't. And so like there are things you can pay for in the game. You can pay for cosmetics that like I don't think they give you buffs or anything, but like there's just nothing that makes them money. So I'm just kind of like, how do they make money? And that's why I'm confused.
You also kind of, because you said it's associated with Amazon, right?
Yeah, I mean so Lost Ark has been out for 4 years in Russia and not North Korea. In the West, it's been out. No, in the East. In the East, it's been out for 4 years, and it just came to America like 2 weeks ago.
Wait, Cursed Ark has been out in
Lost Ark.
Lost Ark, yeah. that one.
Yeah. So it's been out for a while. Like there are like 4 new classes coming out that like are like blacked out on the U.S. servers, but like we already know what they are because they exist in the Eastern servers. So it's kind of weird, but I guess it's because it's backed by Amazon and they make money on Twitch and that kind of stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're like, oh, it's backed by Amazon. I'm like, you answered your own question.
Yeah, I kind of did. But no, yeah, I really enjoy Lost Ark. If you're into MMOs, I'd definitely give it a shot. Especially if you like Diablo or Diablo-like games, where it's a lot of like dungeon crawling, looting kind of thing. I'd recommend checking it out. It's top-down. It's very fun. I am very much enjoying it. I'll probably be playing it tomorrow. Or maybe Minecraft. I don't know. If Patty's here.
Nah.
But yeah.
Let's go back to Data War.
A la Kool-Aid Man.
Oh yeah!
Let's go back to playing Data War.
Oh, we should play more Data War. Yeah.
Data Boy.
Dad of Boy. Dad of War. War of Dad. But yeah, Lost Ark. Really cool. I wonder if I'll find. I wonder if I'll find the Lost Ark in a tomb or something eventually.
No.
That sucked.
Everyone else gets praised on their shitty transitions.
Nope.
No,
That's because
all of our transitions are better than yours.
You're all uninvited.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
So
Again,
there's one.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, you're not uninvited.
You never say anything.
Oh, actually,
Fair.
speaking of uninvited, but not really uninvited, I talked with the florist today, so I'm working on flowers. Yay! Yay!
Sounds expensive.
It's actually not.
Not as much as I thought it was going to be. Happy about that.
So yeah, Lost Media Club.
Yeah,
Midnight
there's
Mass, episode 3. A lot of stuff happened.
there's
So
something you
much.
said in particular that
Oh yeah, I should
I'm
look
trying
at the
to
thing.
find here in our chat earlier that really struck me as interesting. Ah, here it is.
Where's
you-
that outline you sent? or
Where
whatever?
you said,
It's in the notes document.
Kevin,
The agenda.
I guess for me that's more interesting is the speculation side, and you're more interested in the world building and the story building than I am in the character development. And to me, I'm the
Kevin, are you still
opposite.
playing music?
To me, the character development in the show is so strong, and it helps. And to me, the fantastical stuff kind of takes a back seat. Also, this episode has some high. Yes, the one part in Princess Bride. Yes, you're very smart. Shut up. Big energy of that.
Care to explain that? Because I'm not sure I get the reference.
There's a part where the kids really into the story, and Grandpa's like, he's trying to tell. He's like, yes, you're very smart. Shut up.
I don't know.
No, I get that, but like, what's the context with the episode?
The context is the fact of basically the last discussion. We were all like, guys, it's vampires. It's Toad's vampires, you guys.
Oh, I knew it was vampires from the
It was-
beginning.
It's Toad's vampires the whole time, and then they pretty much episode 3 is like, yeah, it's vampires. So fucking
It's vampires,
what?
yo.
Do you guys want me to make you mad real quick?
Oh boy.
I predicted another big thing that came true.
What? The wine thing?
No, well, we talked about that last week, but so I kind of I don't know if I talked about it last. I think we kind of talked about like the whole young actor thing. Remember
Yeah.
that with the
Yeah,
with the
remember
mom?
That
A
was
little
me.
bit, yeah.
Oh,
Then we looked
you
up her
predicted
age.
that.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
no.
yeah. Steve talked about it.
Also,
Yeah.
side tangent, Steve, was the spoiler that you saw the credit for Father Paul's actor?
No.
Oh.
All right,
I
don't
will let
say
you know.
it.
When we get to it, I'll let you know. Now, okay. So, the dad's name isn't Ali. The kid's name is Ali. I don't
Yeah,
know what the fuck
we knew
the
that.
dad's
Yeah.
name is.
His
So,
his name's just Sheriff Hassan.
yeah, I don't know his first name or if he even has a first name. So,
His
Sheriff.
first name's Sheriff. Yeah.
His first name's Daddy.
I mean,
First name Sheriff, second name Daddy.
Middle name.
Wait, Kevin,
fuck
are you
me.
saying you predicted Father Paul actually being Father
Yeah.
Pruitt?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also
it was
had
the
a similar thought, like, after our discussion. I'm like, I wonder.
Well, I mean,
Well-
because we kind of talked about it last time a little bit, and I think I kind of alluded to it. But then episode 3 starts, and like you see Father Paul in the confessional, like saying he's gonna confess his sins or whatever, and then it keeps flipping back and forth between Monsignor and Father Paul, and Monsignor and Father Paul. At one point, Chris mentioned like, he kind of looks like he's an old guy makeup too, and I was
Yep.
like, oh yeah,
That
you're
was
kind of
on my
right.
notes.
And then immediately, like there's a shot, and it's like a half second where it's like Father Paul's looking like doing like a side profile, and then it switches to Monsignor immediately, and like everything lines up, like nose, kind of cheekbones, and I'm kind of just immediately like I rewind a couple times, and I'm like, that's him.
I had the thought. I just kind of dismissed it as too obvious. I think maybe in like episode like 2 or something like that. I was like, nah, it's too obvious.
Although
I didn't
there's-
really think about it at all, but I do love the framing device of like pretty early in the episode, you see Bev looking at the photo, but you don't
Yeah.
see what she's looking at until the very end of the
I
Yeah.
didn't catch that actually.
Well, and then
Yeah, I
when,
saw that.
when he has his whole death.
episode.
He died. And then
Yeah.
she's just like, Monsignor. I'm like, yeah, she's for being an evil lady, she's pretty smart.
She is pretty smart.
We'll
also,
get to her later.
It's like I
things
still
is
want
right
her. It's like I still want her to die, and I want to do it, but like, she's being nice to him right now.
There
I still
are
hate
two
her,
thoughts.
She
There for some reason they keep showing her braid. They keep showing her from the back, which is like, is it an establishing shot for Bev, or is it because she's eventually going to get yoinked by that fucking braid at some point? Because that's all I'm thinking when they keep showing that damn braid.
For the latter.
Now I'm just a thought right off the top of my head. Sorry, Mike.
And shop.
No, I was thinking if he has like kind of starts to go a little bit more nuts as the show goes on, we might see the braid start to unravel a bit, indicating like as like a visual metaphor.
I mean,
That
we
would be
haven't
cool.
seen it yet. It's
No,
still
no,
pretty
but
Oh,
like,
because she's
but
so
like that
high
was
and
ju-
mighty and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, but that was just kind of the thought right off the top of my head when you brought up like the establishing shot on the braid. Like, why would they do that? And that was what what I just a thought.
There's one thing I wanted to interject real quickly about the whole Father Paul, Monsignor Pruitt reveal. Is right after we watched episode 1. Nat, because he, again, as a reminder, he's more religious than I am. He goes to church every week, and he made a comment about, I wonder if his name being Paul means anything. Because there was because apparently there's the story of the Apostle Paul,
Who used to be Saul.
Yes, and he was and he
Name
met
change.
with an angel.
Oh,
Well,
that's good.
they told the story in the
episode.
Yeah. And when we were watching that, and I was like, so
Got him.
I actually did.
Sorry, go Mike.
That just dovetails into something that this might be one of my favorite episodes
3, right?
of ever from Media Club.
You're talking about
Yeah,
episode 3. Okay.
3. It's because it's structured so fucking perfectly, not just because of the framing devices, but also, so for the non-Catholic people here, who is familiar with the Stations of the Cross?
Oh, that was so cool. I told Chris about it too. Yeah. Oh, I totally caught that from the beginning when it showed like the wood thing and then the Roman numerals below. I'm like, oh, I know what they're doing.
To explain,
All right, someone explain.
The Stations of the Cross are basically 15 events covering from Jesus's being condemned to death by Pontius Pilate up to his resurrection.
Okay.
And typically, if you go into a Catholic church, they will have different murals or stone carvings or something depicting each of these events throughout the church.
It's usually in a circle around the altar.
Oh, it's not like in stained
in
glass or anything
like my church, it had like 7 and 7 on each side, and then like the last one up at the top of the altar. But the point is, basically, that's what those bronze plaques in this episode are mimicking.
Oh, the ones
Okay.
okay.
The ones that randomly just keep popping up.
And the ones
So
that
basically,
made blood.
they took so basically they turned what is one of the most pivotal ideas in Catholic mythology and like revamped it for this story of Father Pruitt going into this cave and being reborn like Jesus.
Okay, but can we talk about why is the angel so ripped though?
Hey,
Can I call the angel daddy?
He's got a
He's got nothing.
He's
got nothing else to do in that
He's gotta make
cave.
people. He's got to. I was gonna say he's got to make people
you,
struggle.
Daddy.
That is bad phrasing. He,
Are we
He's
not
got-
doing phrasing anymore?
He's got nothing else to do in that cave.
yeah, like
Might as well work out.
God, can you
Well,
imagine how
workout.
much spunk is in that cave?
I had a so like we were talking about things that we kind of dismissed as too stupid as predictions. There's just one I just needed to say. I was like, what if the angel is Jesus?
No.
I was like, it's probably way too out there, but
Right.
that'd be so cool.
And then I said to that, I was like, okay, but what about his long, luscious hair?
He's been in a cave for 2,000 years.
Yeah, he's got to comb his hair.
Because it's kind of alluded to that he was kind of not like maybe like the ruins had kind of caved in,
Like he was trapped
and
there.
yeah, he was trapped there until that sandstorm came.
Oh, okay. but-
Da-na-na-na.
Oh, I mean, this is in episode 4, but him in clothes. Ho, sir.
Oh.
So, okay, so now flashing back to
Yeah, that's what I am.
episode 1. So that was Paul / Father Pruitt running in the rain.
No.
That
Or
was
was
monster.
that,
It was
or
the
was that the
angel.
vampire?
Oh, it's
Yeah,
definitely the
Because
vampire.
That was
because
Master.
he's been walking around with the
Angel.
hat,
The hat,
The
and
angel.
the coat.
the hat
Okay.
and coat. So
Yeah,
he
that's
does-
what I was. That's what I'm leaning. That was I was leaning towards now. Now that I
Yeah.
saw his outfit and stuff.
Because we haven't seen Father Paul. I'm just gonna call him Father Paul so we can differentiate.
That's what I've been calling him too. Yeah.
Well, then that raises the question of why was he running away?
Well, it's
No, the-
because
The
I mean the
vampire was
cat,
probably hunting.
Plot.
the cats. What did we find on the beach later? The cats all drained of blood.
But like, why?
Yeah,
but I guess
why was he
No,
running
he
away
more meant
from-
why was he running away from
No, he should-
Riley instead of nom nom?
probably because
Maybe
there were
he
other
just
people,
hear him, I guess,
or
Who
because there
knows?
were other people there.
I thought he was just
Perhaps.
running along the beach in a
His,
direction.
I think his parents came out with him too.
But because the monster was very fast on that beach, and as of yet, we haven't seen Father Paul exhibit any supernatural abilities yet.
Yeah, and so
Okay. Yeah.
something kind of reeling it back to episode 3. So Father Paul completes his miracle or whatever, and he coughs up blood, blah blah blah. He's very sick.
Yeah, I'm like, oh no, he's got the coughing blood disease. What is
Yeah. What a classic
He's
movie
got
disease.
Christian movie disease cancer.
He's got the coughing blood disease, guys. But no, and I find that very interesting though, because I know one of the things we talked about, like, is Monsignor Pruitt a vampire? Is
I mean, yeah.
and it's like the interesting aspect that we didn't even think about is that transformation, and that's what he's going through right now, and I find that really fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
So in historical vampiric lore, to become like a full vampire after you after you consume the blood of the vampire, after he took some of yours, you do actually have to die before becoming a real vampire.
Well,
I was thinking
so
this
he
seems
died.
to be a very classical take on vampires.
Yeah.
Yeah,
from
and-
what we've seen.
I'm down with
Especially with the whole burning of the hands and stuff like that. I'm so happy.
Yeah.
no sparkly bullshit for you.
Hey,
And
hey,
so-
like, he
hey,
starts,
hey,
like-
sparkly bullshit is fun sometimes.
I was
Okay.
wondering if he was convulsing during prayers specifically because he was praying.
He was in a church. Wait, do vampires
Well,
burn in a church?
No.
Can vampires
No.
go
No.
into a church?
So-
Vampires can come into a church, but with the whole threshold thing, you have to invite them in. Right now, he's like everyone's inviting him into his house, or into their houses. So,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
and Bev invites him into the church, so that's how he can go in.
Also,
If they're
fuck
gonna,
Bev
if
Teen,
they're
am I
actually gonna
right?
use that part of vampiric lore.
Oh, I have got.
I have many words for Bev, and they're all bad.
That's later in this episode, but I have so.
But that's still this episode, because that's the part where
But Kevin, were you trying to say something?
Sheriff Daddy finds
why we let Kevin?
sorry.
You,
the Bible.
don't talk about it. We're skipping over so much cool shit.
Yeah, Kevin, continue.
So the thing I wanted to interject was that with the whole vampire history lore thing, I believe the original legend of Vlad Tepes, who is Count Dracula, is
Tepish.
essentially what
Tepish.
Tepish.
Yeah.
Essentially, he loses a battle.
watched Castlevania.
He pretty much isn't. Most of his army dies. He's pretty much on the brink of death. He kind of crawls into this forest and he finds this altar, and essentially he makes contact with the devil and makes a deal with the devil, and the devil turns him into a vampire.
Basically,
I-
immortal, right? He's like, yeah, I'll make you immortal or something like that.
He pretty much saves his life and turns him into like a servant. But it's kind of cool because like the devil is an angel, so it's cool that like it
was an angel.
Well-
but yeah.
Well, he is.
No, the devil is still an angel. He's a
Yeah,
fallen angel.
he's a fallen angel, but he's still an angel.
Yeah,
enough.
Lucifer is still an angel.
But it's cool because like angels and vampires have always been kind of intertwined, so it's kind of cool that they're kind of doing that.
And actually, we were talking about that last night. There's actually a really good book series that I enjoyed reading. Vampires, me likey the vampires. It's called Blue Bloods. So basically, it follows a teenage girl. So obviously, I read it in high school, and I will find it in my den and read it eventually. But they're called Blue Bloods because their blood is blue. But also, they're vampires, but are fallen angels. So every time they die, though, as the form they're in, they actually get resurrected into another form. So they're always the same angel, just getting into vampire bodies.
I thought it was going to be called Blue Bloods because they were all police officers, and I was
I
going to
thought
have
the
to.
same
And because
thing.
there's a show called Blue Bloods.
No, my brain went to like
With,
blue balls. I'm like, oh,
with-
so they're not having sex.
Oh. No, it's because their blood is blue.
The
Presumably
Me and Mike went
better
to
than the.
Me and
than
Mike
the-
went to ACAV, and you went to the section.
Yeah.
All,
I was-
all cops are vampires. No, okay.
Yes, all cops are
Ah.
vampires.
I mean,
I also thought of blue balls
Anyway.
a little bit, but anyways,
Okay.
the cool scene that I wanted to just talk about real quick was the scene of everyone getting healed.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Yeah,
to
that
me,
was a good one.
it wasn't like the everyone getting healed kind of thing, and like everyone kind of being in good spirits and stuff. It wasn't the people that was interesting to me. It was the congregation that kind of kept growing and growing.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
each time they switched back to the church, they kept growing. Because as Mike will know,
Very culty vibes.
most churches are pretty empty week to week. It's
which
really
is something they remarked on quite a lot in the early episodes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes.
well, and
like
especially just
episode
like
1 or 2.
just like in the middle of the week, like Tuesdays or Wednesdays.
well,
like,
not even that. Like Sunday masses at like just
Oh, yeah.
suburban churches, not super crowded. I mean, there's people there, but
they can be super crowded if it's like a super like.
At most, if it's not a holiday, it will be a half full.
yeah, I'd probably say
At
that.
most.
Yeah.
The other cool thing was that like this is like so when it's the most crowded is when Father Paul collapses, and it's probably because we learned in episode 4, and it's kind of jumping ahead. We're learning that the sacrament that he's been giving everyone, the wine, is literally just vampire blood. So what I imagine is happening is that because there's so many people and he only has so much, he kind of has to give away his own stuff. And then so by giving away his own supply, he doesn't have enough for him to like stay healthy,
Oh, yeah.
which is why he
okay,
like
I
starts
see.
collapsing and not
I thought
being
you
well
meant
and
he was
stuff.
using his own.
No.
That
blood, and I
that
like,
was
ah.
something that was something that Kevin had mentioned
Yeah.
while we were watching. He's like, is he using his own blood to heal?
Yeah, because
literally
he
had that as a
sometimes
note,
has
yeah.
his flask.
Yeah,
and
no.
uses
I
that.
think the flask though is filled with
Angel blood.
Angel Voldemort's blood.
Right.
Angel come.
No,
Yeah,
Angel
also-
Voldemort.
No.
There's in that right before he collapses, he has I refer to it as the "fuck your metaphors" speech.
Or the fire
where-
and brimstone.
Sorry, brief
Yeah,
intro-
and
sorry,
I'm
brief
like,
interjection,
that
Kevin.
is
You didn't
so
go
much
watch.
more. Oh no! After had that reveal, and
I
it's
don't-
like, oh, it isn't a metaphor. Oh
I don't
god.
have any notes on that actually. Would someone care to just TLDR it?
TLDR, he's talking about like the metaphors for like healing
Rebirth.
and Christ and rebirth
Okay.
and whatnot, and it's like, oh no, that you're right. Fuck that metaphor because that's not a metaphor.
My only note on or I got a couple notes on this section, but the one that I want to say is, hey, my back doesn't hurt anymore. God, I wish that was me.
Same.
Yeah. My neck has been bothering me.
And
for the
then
past couple days.
Warren's off smooching with Lisa, and it was cute.
Were you gonna say
Yeah.
something, Mike, earlier?
Kevin.
You didn't. Your tweet didn't go out.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
That's not as important as if he forgot to hit the live button.
No, I know we're live.
No,
I mean, yeah, I can see us delayed right over there.
I mean, in terms of the non fantastical stuff for this episode, there was a lot of good interactions, particularly in Fuck Bev Keen, and that town hall shit in the
I
classroom.
have
Like,
so many
ooh,
opinions
gee-
on this.
Ooh.
I am
Well, hold
like,
on. Okay, no, that's fine. You're good. You're
We're on
good.
track.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
I
can
didn't
we can now go to the fuck Bev corner
Fuck
of the
Bev.
world.
Does anyone before we do that? Because I think the scene before is when Lisa goes and talks to Joe.
Oh my
Does anyone
God,
want to
yeah.
talk about that scene real quick?
I mean, I don't think
That
there's
was
anything
good
we really
shit.
need. I mean, it was a really good shot and like
Oh,
good
so good.
acting and stuff, but like
But
it was pretty straightforward.
I mean, it was good about
also-
like, forgiveness, and that's about it. I mean,
It also kind of closes out Joe's character arc.
it doesn't
No,
close it out yet.
not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
It's the
It's the-
beginning of the end.
Yes.
Okay.
Um,
Now,
so yeah, we can
town
go to-
hall with Bev and her preachy
I
bullshit.
will strangle Bev Keen with her fucking ponytail.
Well, no, and the whole thing that Erin's like, she's like, are you even listening to what he's saying? And
well,
she
that
just
is-
keeps bulldozing right over her, and that made me
My-
want to fucking. You're gonna hear this phrase a lot. I want to snap her neck. She tilts her head like this, and every time I'm like, just go a little bit more so I can go.
My literal note in all caps is she won't let anyone else speak.
Exactly.
Fuck.
She's a
Very
conceited, righteous piece of shit.
It was a very frustrating scene to say the least.
Yes.
I do not think that I would have the restraint of the sheriff to not tell her to eat a righteous dick.
The more fascinating part of that, honestly, is like, yeah, we've already established at this point that Bev is a racist, righteous piece of shit, but not even that, but the amount of people in the classroom that are clapping along with her, I think is the more interesting
that
part.
I expected. I didn't
it's a small town with, like it's got the small town mentality.
I honestly expected more people to clap along with her, but there was at least 3 or 4 other people who were just like, no, Sheriff Hassan is totally right.
The thing I didn't like was that when the sheriff was giving his case, like, which he's absolutely correct. When he was giving his case, like it was kind of showing other people in the room kind of like looking, kind of like understanding, being like, yeah, he might have a point. But then as soon as like Bev gives her a big speech, everyone's like, yeah, fuck him. It's just that switch that I didn't like.
Are a charismatic bunch.
When Bev is like, and there's many offensive things in the Quran.
Oh, I have. Have you read the fucking Bible?
That's literally no. Okay, she did. She
clearly she hasn't.
Well, no, she did because she literally said right after this, like, yes, the Old Testament. There are a lot of. I mean, she didn't. Old Testament
literally has rules for owning slaves in it.
Also, read Revelation sometime. That's some pretty fucking stuff.
Is fucking bonkers. It's got a lot of sexist, racist. Like if you read it condones like killing your enemy's children. It's not a wholesome book unless you read the New Testament. And even the New Testament's got some fucked up shit in it.
I just think Bev is a very surprisingly restrained version of another preacher that we might all be more familiar with from our time in college.
Yep.
Jed.
Oh,
yep.
You deserve hell.
Jesus.
But it was just I'm just gonna switch to that real quick. It was funny to watch all of the students heckle him.
That's how he gets off.
I know.
But my favorite was when I think there was some guy in I think he might have been in the band actually.
Yeah, he was a trumpet player.
Come out full tie and white shirt and just bust into the fucking Book of Mormon.
Into All-American Prophet for Book of Mormon.
I dead ass know him. Like in real life.
Nice.
I went to high school with him.
At one of the gatherings, I ran into Trumpet Steve, and I literally have a selfie on my phone, and then in the background, we're like, "Hey, say hi to brother him."
TLDR, fuck Bev Keane and her righteous ass bullshit. But
not even just she's a terrible person. Who the fuck? I'm never gonna get over this. Who the fuck poisons a dog?
Yeah.
Sorry, while we're on it, was it this episode or episode 4 where there's that shot of her putting the poison back?
That's
no, that's this one.
That's this one. Yeah.
Okay,
it's during the montage.
It's during the big montage.
Yeah.
You're right. It is 3.
Wait, who the fuck is she poisoning now? What the fuck?
No, she's just putting it back because she poisoned Pike.
But this is like several weeks later, I think.
Before they had the reveal about Father Paul and he collapses. I'm like, did she just?
Oh yeah, I thought that
Paul?
too. I thought that too. That she, for some reason, was poisoning her new pastor.
I mean, you might.
I don't think so.
No, but
the
vomit was similar to Pike's. Like,
yeah, and the bloodshot eyes. The bloodshot eyes is what gave me that thought.
I think you got something there.
We'll put a sticky note on that one.
Well, we'll put a pin in it.
Yeah, we'll put a pin in
that. I think you got something there because there was no reason to show that shot unless it was intended for something.
Unless it was just saying, yeah, we're confirming that she killed the dog.
We already knew that though, because
Because I watched the fucking floral skirt go by the dog as the hot dog fell on the ground, and I had to watch.
Oh, I didn't see that actually.
Oh no, that's how I knew.
Fair enough. I would spinning off of the fuck Bev Keane scene. I do find it ironic, not hypocritical is more the right word, where when the sheriff he's kind of hypocritical to his son later when his son exhibits interest in the the
No,
Bible.
That was
and,
before. That was before the scene.
No, it wasn't. It was. It was in episodes 3 and 4.
Well, no. So
if
in
I'm going-
episode 3 is when he catches him with the Bible, and then.
Well, no. So he doesn't confront him about it because he just finds the Bible in the backpack.
No, I'm talking about afterwards when they actually
Oh,
sit
yeah, okay,
down to talk
okay.
about it.
My brain just couldn't process the order of events for a second.
I
It's all
would
right.
say-
That's the order is on the topic list.
I'm looking at
it.
I
you were
wouldn't
saying,
say it's so much hypocritical as just what's the word I'm
He-
looking for?
He
Is,
wants his son to not get suckered in.
Yeah, that's
like-
like he clearly sees that this is not
It's not the
something that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's not the way to go about. Well, and the whole thing when Ali was like, "All my friends are doing it," I'm like, peer pressure, dude. What the fuck?
He
I mean,
also doesn't.
Church is a little less dangerous than alcohol and drugs.
I also
He's
like.
also. Sorry, go ahead.
I just like that I'm learning about Islam through
Yeah.
this series.
Yeah.
I also found it interesting that, not interesting. It's also kind of shown in the episode that he doesn't seem super thrilled about doing Muslim shit either. So, because he's always folding up his prayer rug. It's shown twice in a last
Ali?
batch of episodes.
Yeah,
where
Ali,
Ollie's
okay.
folding up his prayer rug while his dad's still at it. So.
Yeah, I think the more interesting thing is that
Harry, we've
Sheriff
been
Daddy
live for about
converted.
45 minutes.
Yeah, I did find that interesting as well.
Okay,
And also,
so-
hi, Harry.
We didn't
Oh.
fuck up. Twitch fucked up. If
Yeah.
it's a Twitch notification you're looking for.
Sorry,
Yeah.
go ahead. That was he
Also-
said hello. So.
Oh, you make the decision speech between the two of them was actually very that's very compelling actually.
But what that sheriff makes the decisions?
Yeah, basically he was like, you made the decision for us to be Muslim, you made the decision for us to move here. I didn't have a choice in any of this.
Because you're a child.
Well, yeah, but he's something called the age of reason or something like
Yeah.
that. I but
Where he's figuring out that
exactly should be allowed to make his own decisions, and he's
only
trying.
he's only 15, or
Still.
if that. I don't know.
Yeah,
But
he brings up the whole problem of evil again, where basically if God decided to heal that girl and not your mom, that's some fucked up shit, yo. Is basically the general gist
Like
of
if
what
God's
he was
picking
saying.
and choosing who to heal.
Yeah.
You know.
are we
No.
not going to talk about the fact that there was a Tom? I love that in the notes, by the way, when I
You're
was
welcome.
reading through that. I'm like, ha, ha, ha.
Also, Kevin, I know you said he doesn't do jump scares. That's a jump scare.
The peeping Tom.
I mean, as
yeah,
far
a
as
little
jump
bit.
scares go,
that's
that
like
was
the
so
only
like,
jump scare that I've seen
That
him
is
do.
fair.
and
I
it
will
was
give you
like
that
so little and like not that intense.
Angel was being creepy though. Okay. Angel's being pretty
Angel's just
creepy.
like,
He's just in the window like unicorn blood.
I don't, exactly.
Jesus Christ!
Angel door.
Fucking hate you.
Angel door. No, wait.
Did no one
Voldemort.
else think he looked
Angel
like
Voldemort.
Voldemort?
That's what I said earlier. I said
I
he's
wasn't
Angel
looking at his-
Voldemort.
Oh.
I was not looking at his
He's got-
face.
Also the claw, the fucking untrimmed fingernails.
Were you looking at his other face?
Yeah, his abs. Because I was wondering why the fuck he was so red.
Haha, nice Quirrell joke.
Ah,
Do, are there any more thoughts on episode 3, or you think we're good?
See, Father Paul fucking
not
dies,
dead.
and my note is, does nobody know CPR?
They're just yeah, no,
Everyone just
like
I'll
Kevin
be honest, that's not surprising
like
at all.
Kevin was
That's
screaming
fair.
or like Kevin was saying, call 911. I'm like
is everyone just going to sit there and literally watch a man spew
Or like- or
blood
like,
onto
get
the
the
carpet and
doctor.
not do anything?
I don't think
No,
this,
pray harder.
I don't think this town has any emergency services.
They have their doctor.
one doctor
They have
and one sheriff.
I
yeah.
mean, they have a doctor. Oh, something I wanted to bring up earlier, but I just had a thought at work where, why the fact that they call the church Saint Patrick sounds, it feels like might be like a purposeful thing, and the nearest as I could tell, I didn't really read super hard into it because I was at work. but was that St. Patrick is like the patron saint of Ireland, which is an island. So I don't know if that's related at all. I'd have to do some more research.
I mean, that's a
I
good
doubt
connection.
that's what it would be,
I
but
mean,
What'd you say, Mike?
I doubt that it would be that simple, but
I'd have to Google.
it would probably be something more meaningful. But
Yeah, I'd have to read more into it, but that was just an interesting little tidbit there. I thought.
Yeah, moving on,
And
though.
then we get the
Moving.
and then the last bit of the episode is just
When Father Paul dies.
Father Paul dies, and then we get more flashbacks to when he got drained for the first time by the vampire.
he wasn't drained.
Ireland is
He got sucked a bit.
an island, Steve.
he
no
finished.
Shit.
All right.
Okay. Yeah.
Wow.
So yes,
Wow.
and then did you guys see the halo behind Angel's head when he pulled back?
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
Yeah,
It was
that
like a
that
very-
on purpose, though.
It was like basically like the way the light was hitting him made it look like
An
he had a
angel.
halo.
It
Yeah,
was
that's-
very.
that.
It was a very biblical halo, though, like stuff
Yeah.
you like see in
no! Are we
like
talking about when he
stained
was found in
glasses?
the cave, or
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
the
Okay,
angel was
yeah,
standing
that was-
over him, looking
Yeah, that
down
was
at him.
extremely deliberate because
Okay.
Father Paul was at the time was saying like, "Hey, I didn't see a demon, I saw a fucking angel," just because. And
Yeah.
then it's like, oh, to
Well,
emphasize
and the
that.
wings, and
Yeah,
even
the
though
wings and
demons
that too.
also have wings. Anyway,
Anyway,
moving on to episode.
Anyway.
4.
Aaron's
Aaron
baby fucking disappeared.
Which-
This-
Aaron is no longer Pargenet.
This
I was-
episode was so boring.
so my initial thought with this, which doesn't make sense in hindsight, especially now that we know what happens at the end of the episode, my initial thought was, okay, we're dealing with vampires. Vampires can't be seen in mirrors. Can they also not be seen in ultrasounds? Which was my
No.
initial thought, but
But then she went
then
and
we
got
get
a
to
second
the end of the
opinion
episode,
and,
and it's
like,
The
you
cell
were never
regression.
pregnant.
yeah.
Wait, what about the end of the episode?
Aaron
where
was
she
apparently
goes to the
never
doctor.
pregnant.
Oh yeah, okay.
You got unpregnated.
You
Yeah.
never
Not
pregnant,
even.
never produced the hormones involved in pregnancy.
So it seems like the vampire blood is kind of just a biological reset, essentially. Like it's literally
little
just pushing the reset button on the console. Essentially.
Well, I mean, do you remember? It's part of this episode, I think, but like, one thing Erin describes about her version of heaven is that you reach your perfect age.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that's gonna play into it a little bit.
Okay.
I was
like-
not ready for that scene.
Also,
Which
just
one?
a quick side tangent on because this is another thing that Nat helped me interlude. Near My God to Thee is playing in throughout the entirety of both Riley and Aaron's monologues of what happens after you die.
Mhm.
Oh, brief tangent, but the credits song in episode 3 is like one of my favorite songs from like Lent stuff.
Which one is it?
Were you there?
Ah, wait, is
Were
that
like
you there when they
No.
crucified
Yeah,
my
Oh,
Lord?
During
no,
Lent, that
I
was
don't-
one of my
I don't
favorite
sing that one
hymns.
that much.
Just a
Okay.
side tangent, but
I like,
and also very
I
fitting.
like "Are You There, My Lord." Sorry,
Isn't
I'm
that
trying
Kumbaya?
to fuck with my.
Bev
Where were
brought
we?
him is at the beginning of the episode. Bev brought him soup, and I'm just like, there better not be any garlic in that soup, Bev.
Wait, wasn't it like a girl? Oh no, it was ginger.
It was
No,
ginger.
ginger.
Okay, I like both, so you know.
But that's not what he was hungry for.
It was
No.
blood.
No,
There
no,
was
no,
some
no. He
weird-
was hungry for
Some of that
babe.
AB positive.
You know, there was some like weird sexual tension that they had during that scene, and I'm like, why is there this very strange sexual tension, and I don't like it.
I don't like this.
I mean, Bev just kind of, yeah, she just kind of
That
gives off
camera's
that
not on
vibe,
stream, babe.
doesn't she? Gross.
What?
That camera's not on stream.
I know.
Okay.
I just don't like how it looks right now.
Mildred. Oh, I found out the Alzheimer mom's name. Her name is Mildred, which is the most old lady name of all fucking time.
Oh, but her
Gertrude.
talking to Sarah, and Sarah's just
Oh,
like,
wholesome as fuck.
if only that could actually happen. My
I-
grandma wouldn't be crazy.
We get a little bit of backstory on Aaron and on Aaron's mom and Jesus fucking Christ.
her mom was an abusive piece of shit.
Which makes me wonder, like, she was a teacher at the school. If this is what she was doing to Aaron, what the fuck was she doing to the other kids at that school?
Probably nothing.
Yeah.
To be honest, she had Aaron to
Take your frustrations out on.
yeah.
But she probably
Fair
didn't
enough.
lead them with very healthy worldviews. That
Have you
know.
seen
Have
Bev?
you seen Bev?
Yeah.
Bev.
Oh yeah, remember Beth really liked her mom.
Oh yeah. I think they taught together though, didn't they?
Yeah, no, but they
think
were
they did, yeah.
friends. And Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bev is. Bev needs to die.
Oh man. And also, I kind of not exactly a tangent, but notice that when she was saying who her kid was going to meet in the afterlife was literally everyone but her mom.
Yeah.
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 Those were some pretty impressive during that scene. Those were some pretty impressive oneers. Like no cuts during the whole speech.
Oh, so
Props to
good.
the actors for that.
Both
So.
of the actors for that, and I was not ready for that scene. I'm not going to lie. I have been an atheist for a number of years now, and I am still not cool with the concept of death, and both of them seem very okay with it, and I was not having a good time.
Yeah, and it's kind of threw me into a little bit of a mini existential crisis.
Yeah,
like,
but literally my note was just like, oh great, I did need an existential crisis today.
for me, I constantly have the fear or thought that like death is really just an endless void forever, and I'm just kind of like, I don't like that.
That's a reason why I need you to invent the thing where you can put your brain in a simulation after you die.
Well, even it's still
Haha,
not you.
neurological
Fallout 3 on that shit?
processes go poof.
But I do like Riley's idea or like thought that like after your heart stops and stuff, your brain's still alive for like 5 minutes, and it just
Yeah.
releases all those chemicals at once. And part of me is kind of like, oh, I really hope that's true. And then like somehow like your brain is able to slow down your perception of time, and like you're able to experience it for as long as you want. And then I started thinking like, oh, what if you get to relive your entire life from like the beginning? And then I thought to myself, what if I'm doing that right now?
I think
Look,
they get
man.
Like how would I know? How would I know?
Yape.
They're gonna know.
No one's gonna know.
They're gonna know.
No
That
one's
is very
gonna know.
yabai.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Right?
God,
Okay,
no
what
one's
is that? You keep referencing that. What is
It's
the
a
TikTok.
It's like it's kind of taken on a slang term. It's like bad, dangerous, etc.
Oh no,
Is
wait.
Like that.
Oh, so it's Gen Z shit, and I'm too old to get it.
Yep.
Kinda. I mean, it's an
Yeah,
actual
but-
word.
Yeah.
in
What's
Japanese,
medial?
but now it's
You guys are
mean.
talking about two different things. Mike's talking about the word yabe, and Chris and Ryan are talking about the TikTok.
I mean,
meme.
it's still a millennial thing or a Gen Z thing.
Also, I just wanted to read this note verbatim. Bev Keane gives 0 fucks about vampirism.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would. That
Like,
was
oh,
my note-
you just drained a man of his blood.
That was
Alright,
my
let
note
me
in
let me
the.
clean you up.
Moving
Hold
on.
That was my note in the Facebook chat earlier. It was like, this is the most outrageous plot point I've ever seen, and it feels so in character because this bit.
This bit.
She can poison a dog like that and then just be like, oh, vampires. Okay.
Like, oh yeah, you're a psychopath, right?
Right.
Got it.
You
Cool,
have
cool, cool, cool.
no empathy ever. Okay.
Right, just one thing.
And then she comes back into the church and goes,
She's like, oh,
check
dear.
the chat.
This is fine.
Everything's fine, guys.
This is fine. This is fine. This is dog meme.
I think
Yeah.
the burning is the one thing where she's like, oh dear, that's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like she is 100% okay with him being a vampire, and even justifies it by she slaps the mayor in the face, and then to add insult to injury, starts quoting the Bible at him. And said, but our God is a warrior, and I'm like, no, your God's a fucking psychopath.
I mean,
Yes, a warrior.
Fair.
Yeah, I
But
will say.
I do-
Sorry.
So I do note she only really refers to the old. She seems very pro Old Testament in
And this
stuff she
surprises
tends
you
to
why?
cite. Just pointing it out.
People like Bev love the Old Testament.
Yeah. Where
But she did say that something about Matthew, Mark, and John all writing about the same thing. Was that the burn?
That's the New Testament.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
New
I know. But what were they all writing about?
It's a parable. I don't remember which one though.
Okay, doesn't matter then.
And I believe it was Matthew, Mark, and Luke, because
Oh,
those
yeah.
are like the three, and then John is the weird gospel.
Yeah, because
That's actually like a thing. In
the four are Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Yeah, John was not in there, so it's Matthew, Mark, and Luke.
Yeah, the Matthew, Mark, and Luke are basically just pretty straightforward retellings of Jesus's life with slight variations on everything, and John takes a slightly different, kind of more philosophical, emotional approach to it. At least that's how I vaguely remember it. So,
rewinding slightly before Paul going full vampire scene, we kind of see Joe trying to get his shit together. He goes,
pour one out for Joe Colley,
So,
man.
Kevin actually said this for episode 3. Kevin said this. He was like,
I got a bad feeling about
too
Joe.
many good things are happening to Joe.
I was definitely sure Joe was going to be the first named character to die.
I think so too. After his dog died, I kind of knew he was going to be next.
Oh, especially after the whole forgiveness scene.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Hold on, can we talk about the plumber for a sec?
He looks just like Joe.
Yeah.
Who was just standing there the whole time Bev was lecturing the mayor. He's just like, dude, come on, let's just get this over with.
Then he
Just listen to her.
Then he just picks up the table and he's like, all right, let's just do this. Get the
Alright,
blood.
get rid of this body.
Literally,
It's not Tuesday.
His face just reads, I just work here.
Vampires, just another Tuesday.
Look, the old white lady's yelling at us. I think we should listen to her.
Karen here's bitching up a storm.
I don't have
Make
the
her shut up and let's get this over with.
Jesus,
there's
Karen strikes again.
too much energy to fight with her. Let's just do what she wants and go.
Another thing I'd like to come back to. So Mildred and Paul know each other. They seemed very familiar with each other.
I
Are
think they were
fucking-
sweethearts.
Maybe.
Well,
I just took it as like she was there when he was a new pastor, and they basically just grew up there. But I mean, yeah.
Monica,
yeah,
you have your hand
Monica, you
raised.
can go.
So my big theory that probably some of you maybe
Kevin?
are thinking already
No.
is based on that interaction in the bedroom, along with a couple of other things in that episode. That I think the doctor is actually Pruitt's daughter.
I was literally just thinking that. I was like,
Oh.
wow,
Because
they
there's a
look
few
a
things.
little alike.
Because
I like that,
one,
yeah.
they do look a little alike. Two, there's that because she's the only one that has referred to him as John. Everyone else
And he
has
always
either...
stares at her right, in episode
Also-
Yeah,
1.
at first I thought it was the where he's like, oh, he stares at because that
'Cause she
that line
lesbians.
takes on a different meaning between episode 3 and episode
Ooh.
4. Because episode 3, it's like he stares at me exactly the same way Monsignor Pruitt
Oh,
did, and
so
it's
good.
like,
So
and
good.
it's
Also-
like, oh, it's because he is Monsignor Pruitt, and then after this episode's like,
It's because you're dead.
Also,
it's because
two other-
Monsignor
is she
Pruitt
mine?
is a father, but he's also a father.
Two other things to go along
Daddy?
with that is
Daddy.
in this episode when Sarah asks her what her father's name is. That's the
George.
only time she pauses in
That
that
too.
whole thing.
Totally right.
And she says
in episode
George.
2, and in episode 2, she says, "I thought I saw your father out there."
And then also, when Joe is visiting Father Paul in the cabin, and he's looking at the picture, he's like, "Man, you could be a son." You know, there were some rumors that Monsignor Pruitt wasn't quite
All comes
celibate.
together. Oh, I love it when that
Oh, yeah.
happens.
So
I think we cracked this one.
so there.
We could be
I don't know if
detectives.
that actually means anything, or if that will have any relevance. But I thought it was a very interesting detail.
I'm hoping that Father Pruitt is, or whatever the fuck
You
his
got
name
it, you
is,
got it, we know
Paul
what you meant.
Pruitt. I'm hoping he is Sarah's dad, because if we all got this wrong, I'm gonna be sad.
They
Oh.
do look
There's
They
like
do.
no
They could be
clues
related.
pointing
Yeah.
right at it. There's no way.
Well,
You'll be
and the fact that they look, the way that he looks at her, and he doesn't like, he's not doing it in a judgy way. I don't think at all.
No.
I think he's just kind of just being like,
Are you mine?
Are you mine? or you are mine, but you don't know it. How do I talk to you?
I wonder if the actors are related, because there is a resemblance there.
Eh.
I'm
Probably
not
not.
gonna look that up till the end
Me
of this
neither.
show.
I don't want to.
Yeah.
I don't want any spoilers.
Yeah.
You already fucked yourself once, Steve.
Yeah. I'll let
Giggity.
you know when that spoiler happens.
Hey.
I have a prediction that in the next couple episodes, the entire island is going to become nocturnal.
Yeah.
Well,
Can't-
yeah,
I
I mean,
think that's
I-
where the title comes from.
Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that the whole thing
Yep.
is that either like people can't go out in the sun, or just they decide, oh, let's move mass because like Father Paul can't
Father
go to
Paul's
church
only
during the
comfy
day.
at night.
Yeah, just being like he has like a skin condition now, he can't be out in the sun. We're gonna hold mass at midnight.
Yeah, after his collapse in the church, he suddenly developed not a deadly, but a painful skin disorder. So now he just has to, stay
Typical
in the
Bev bullshit.
shade.
Light allergies are a thing.
They are
so-
actually. Well, sorry, fun trivia fact: if you suffer from albinism, you can't like go in the sun for too long without
Right.
something covering you. Otherwise, you burn,
Skin cancer.
and also you get like second degree sunburn.
Yeah.
It's not fun.
So the pastor hugs Joe a little too
He
long.
doesn't
Yeah,
hug.
it's very tender. It's like
it's the hug of death.
it's very tender, like a lover. It's like he
And then
was
not so
very.
tender.
If your lover hugs you like that, maybe you should get a new one.
Or keep the
Just saying.
same
Don't kink
one.
shame.
Yeah.
Don't kink shame.
Then it gets
Some
not
people
so
are into
tender.
neck biting.
Then he gets not so tender, and he shoves him against a desk, and
He doesn't shove him; he falls.
He cracks
Yeah,
his
he-
head
it
open.
very
He
much
bleeds
was an
a little
accident.
too much
Yeah.
for my like. That's a little too much to be realistic from a head wound.
There was a lot of blood, and like,
just
I mean, it was
and like
straight
he
up
was,
Also,
and he was
For
still
him
like
to be
awake and
conscious.
conscious. Yeah,
Yeah,
that was
he was
like
No,
there's too much
that
blood there.
amount of blood
He would've
loss,
been
I'm
dead.
pretty sure
From the
is,
head?
like,
Yeah.
a massive loss of blood pressure, so you're out.
He would have
I
been.
do
they're-
like that instead of like going for like his first drink is a neck bite. Instead of that, it's just this really fucking creepy imagery of him sucking on his head.
Yeah, that was like.
Oh, that was very unexpected. Oh,
Yeah, I was just like, oh, it
Listen,
goes back
your
then.
first time, it's gonna be awkward.
I don't-
I can't speak from experience.
Oh, no,
Yamate, father. Yamate. Ugh.
Um,
Oh, I don't like that.
There was earlier in the episode. I just wanted to touch on it that Riley tells Aaron about his dream, and
Yep, that was nice.
later and slightly later, she's also in the boat with him,
Yep.
Which
which
is
I thought was
cute.
like, aw.
And
Which
then,
good things are happening to Riley. So
And then
Yeah.
he walked past her house, and I literally yelled at the TV,
Yep.
and I quote,
Don't
"Riley,
do
you
it!"
dumb-" No, I said, "Riley, you dumb slut."
no, yeah, Kevin's like, just go see Aaron. Don't
Go be happy.
go
just go
bang,
go to Aaron.
go bang her,
Go.
get it in.
And then he's like,
Put
yeah,
that baby
get
back
that-
in.
I was thinking that the entire
Put
episode.
the baby back
I was
in.
thinking it. Ryan said
now
it.
you put that thing back where it came from, or
Orso, help me! Put that thing back where it came from. Orso, help me.
Okay, but did you?
Put that thing back came from. Orso, help
Did
me.
you guys? So when Angel was there at the post AA meeting, I guess
The
technically.
sus AA meeting.
Yeah,
And like
where-
he's
where-
just kind of like, "Ooh-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo." I'm like, how much blood do you got where you can just?
Look how tall he is.
I mean,
Well, vampires don't really have like.
vampire blood on demand.
I mean, it's
Or your
more
money
like,
back.
I don't know if they. I mean, they need blood to live, but I don't need like to feed on. But I don't know if they need it in their veins.
As a what?
R.
As a mild
Oh my
cinematic note, I
as a
like
vampire.
sorry,
as a
Mike,
mild
go ahead.
cinematic note, I liked the use of the rule of three in that scene where it's like you see the door, then it pans back to father, then you see the door again, pans back to father, pans back to the door, there he is.
Mike, Father Paul throughout mostly episode 4, is just muttering to himself the whole time. I assume he's
It's
he's
a prayer that
muttering-
I'm not familiar with, but I think is a thing. So
Okay.
yeah, I don't know all the prayers,
Yeah.
But
So
The screen cap that I took during that scene, I wanted to make a meme out of it, but but for whatever reason, the screen cap was all black, just with the subtitle.
I saw that. Yeah.
I was gonna be like, when my DPO still hasn't shown up after 45 minutes. Where's Pino?
huh? I'm confused.
Where he's like muttering to himself.
No,
and
what I don't know what a DPO is.
DPO.
No.
Yeah.
Oh, DPO. Sorry, I heard DPO and I'm
So
like,
did
what is
I.
this
I didn't hear.
acronym?
I
am
didn't hear the D
confuzzled.
part.
My bad.
whoa!
Rufio.
I was like, is a DPO a hockey term?
So,
No.
Riley gets nommed on.
Oh
by-
wait,
Maybe.
I just want to talk about the fantastic. Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
It was just like a.
Oh.
It was
Oh.
I was just like, oh,
disappointed.
God damn
It was
it.
very. Oh, you're
Pruitt.
here.
It was disappointed.
Oh.
It was disappointed. It was disappointment in Riley for.
no, I didn't read it.
It was
as
like
that.
a
It was
how
more
unfortunate.
like a very
Yeah.
weak like. Oh.
Oh, I like that guy.
Yeah, it was
like
it was
not
like a,
even
that's
the
un-
like the very like. Oh no.
He's like, oh, that's a shame.
Pruitt has
why is there-
Pruitt has hentai main character syndrome and not being able to close a fucking door.
Yeah. Close and lock.
No, he
your
closes it at the end. He closes it.
Yeah,
at the
no.
end.
Oh,
But
a little late, but
when your monster master comes in to give you more
When your
blood.
monster boyfriend.
When
I
your,
was
mon-
also thinking
yeah,
monster
when your
boyfriend.
monster boyfriend comes in to give you more blood for you to heal the thing, wouldn't you think that you would close and lock the door when your monster boyfriend shows up?
He's also concentrating on getting himself better again.
He's also concentrating on praying, so.
Yeah. That, but that
Maybe
ending
stop
made me
praying and
scream.
use some logic for like 2 seconds.
So yeah, I
I
think
screamed like a little bitch when that dude turned around and just leaped at
Oh,
the screen.
yeah,
I
that
fucking
was-
screamed.
Yeah, I
straight
jumped
up
too.
jumped.
That was a
well, I
good jump
guess-
scare.
Bitch.
That was
So
a
I guess
All
we've
right.
good one.
So I
Got a
guess
question
we've
for you
established that. Sorry, I guess we've just established that no character is safe.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's.
I don't
my
think he's
question.
dead.
Here's my
No,
question.
I think he's gonna be turned into a vampire.
No, he's not dead. He's definitely coming back. as
Okay,
Batman.
that was my question. But
Yeah.
something I did notice when I looked on IMDb is that Aaron's actress is billed first, not Riley. So, just food for thought.
Well, I mean,
don't know.
Bill
It might
Bill
be
doesn't
anything.
mean main character.
Yeah.
No, of course not. But
That means what she requested.
I mean,
usually-
She also
Your
may
monster
be
boyfriend
billed
comes
first
in
because
to do
she's
the monster
the
mash, so
director.
y'all can monster smash.
Oh, she's the director's
No.
wife.
She's the
Yeah.
director's wife, and also she might typically top of Bill's paid most.
Yes.
Yeah.
Typically.
Not main character.
So it could just be that. Well, and I mean, oftentimes it does kind of line up the main characters
Yeah.
are paid most, but
Because
sometimes
they're
it
on
is just
screen the most.
yeah.
No, yeah. When Riley was approaching the church, Kevin's like, "They're not gonna really kill the main character, are they?" And I'm like,
Oh.
Da 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 da
Da, da, da.
Get scarked.
Yep.
So my question is, so I guess my prediction is that, assuming he comes back, he's gonna get staked or something at the end by Aaron.
Dev.
Oh, I was gonna say
Oh,
Aaron.
like an X-Men 3.
What?
Yeah. When. Yeah.
Because he
Yeah, I
doesn't
got
want to.
you.
He's not gonna want to hurt Aaron,
It's when Logan has to stab
And then Aaron's-
Phoenix.
and then Aaron's gonna be like,
Oh,
"All right, I will
Sure, I
stab you."
remember that. You know, I should remember more of that movie because I watched it within the last year, but I don't remember. I remember fuck all about that movie.
Any ending thoughts on Midnight Mass 3 and 4?
4 was boring except for Pruitt's parts.
I
Yeah.
would say it was less interesting than episode 3. I
Yeah.
wouldn't say it was boring.
I mean, just there were a lot more slower moments, and I get that it was a lot more character development and stuff, but to me, it was
hear
all
that.
it was mostly character development that we already kind of knew.
Yeah.
Besides, I mean, we got a lot of new info on Aaron on her past, but like
Yeah.
all of Riley's stuff, we kind of could already tell that's kind of how he felt.
But Joe's scene with the sheriff in the convenience store was really
That was good,
too.
yeah.
The
That
was
temptation.
good, too.
scene
how's
was
my
really
night's
like
gonna
that.
be? How's my night gonna be? Go, Joe.
Yeah, he's
I'll
like,
fucking know.
Okay, I know old Milwaukee is like generic as shit, but they really have to go that generic with the fucking labeling.
They can't pay
Listen, do
beef.
you
What are you
think they
talking
got
about?
new old Milwaukee in the past 20 years on that island?
Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay, that
Well,
is a media club.
Yep.
It's still the original batch of old Milwaukee that they got back in the 70s.
So moving on. There's been a lot of movement on the Twitch leaderboard.
Moving on to
Oh, cool! I can
movement.
take this off of Anime Box. Great.
So a VTuber by the name of Iron Mouse is now the number one.
Mousy!
Is now the
yeah.
is now
I
the
don't know
number
anything about her. I should probably watch
is now the number one
highlights or something.
subscribed Twitch streamer. Her numbers have gone up even more than when you talked about it, Mike.
You said Iron Mouse?
She's also
Yeah.
the highest paid. So you know on Twitch when you sub to somebody you can either pay real money or you can use their Twitch Prime subs.
Mm-hmm.
She also has the most paid subs. She also has the most gifted subs. So that's just very interesting to me. And what's also interesting is that Shy Lily, it doesn't even have a number for her. She's number 10 right now, and it looks like she's moved up quite a bit. She's got 3 green arrows next to her name on this website. So she's coming up in the ranks a lot right now.
Yeah, I do think it's great. Well, like the reason like she's been able to push so far is because she's been in the middle of like a really long subathon that's just been going constantly. And I saw a clip
Iron
at
Mouse,
one
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
one
Iron
word.
Mouse.
Yeah. At one point, like I saw a clip, and she's really good friends with this AniTuber, Connor. Also, Sea Dog VA is his handle, and like he was in her stream at one point, and like I guess, Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong. With subathons, it's basically the more you sub, the longer the counter goes. Sometimes is what some people do.
Yeah, so
I've seen Baharu do that.
So yeah, sometimes it's a subathon is, you know, you say I'm going to stream for at least 6 hours, but for every sub I get, it extends it by 15 minutes.
Yeah,
or something
so,
like
like,
that.
There was a clip. He's like, and she was talking about like, oh, there's only like 4 hours left in this thing, and Connor's like, extend the timer. And he in 10 minutes he got the timer extended by 5 hours.
Wow.
Because he's also like a million sub YouTuber.
Jesus.
So
Yeah. So that's kind of cool. I don't know if this is the first time a female
I
streamer
believe
has been
so.
number one.
Are we
I'm pretty sure it is.
okay? So with these VTubers,
Are we sure if they're female?
are we sure if they're
No.
female?
We're not,
No. Okay.
and we'll
I mean,
never be sure.
I can only confirm Lucajin, but that's because I've been following her for literal years and is the only VTuber that I actually know of.
Yeah, I know there's some people who used to be
Lucajin?
as regular streamers that converted over to like VTubers. Like one of the old creatures' wives or girlfriends or fiancés is a VTuber now. So
How do you spell Lucajin?
LUCAHJIN. But if you're searching on Twitch, there's an S at the end because she got banned at some point very early on.
why?
Oh, Lucajin.
I don't remember. She's horse mom.
Is
I
she
showed
an
I showed
actual
you pictures
mom?
of her.
But so
Oh, her. I've seen her on Twitch. Yep.
Yeah.
Or on TikTok.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've shown you.
She got big
I've shown you
boobs.
pictures before. Yeah, she got the boobies.
Okay. Mike's
But-
trying to talk.
She got the milk boobies.
yeah. But anyway, congrats to Iron Mouse. She's part of the V Shoujo VTuber group. That's the same one with Neanners and Project Melody and
Zentreya.
Zentreya. Yeah. So they're the more goblin mode version of VTubers.
All right,
Now,
as opposed
does
to
and-
Apollo.
and-
explain
to be honest-
goblin mode to me because that
It's-
was a meme for like the last 2 days.
To
Okay,
be
I
honest,
can explain the origin of it to you. I
I
can't
would
tell you.
be. I'm a goblin.
I mean,
I'm-
so am I, but
So
if I was
basi-
a VTuber, it's basically just like Mike's gonna say it, but just picture me as a VTuber and picture what happened at the beginning of the podcast.
It's chaotic
But-
energy.
essentially the term came from a photoshopped headline where like it's not a real article, but someone just photoshopped like a news headline that said like Kim Kardashian talking about Kanye. She was like he didn't like when I went goblin mode.
what?
And it didn't elaborate on that any further, so then the internet just spiraled out from there.
Goblin mode is
The
fun.
internet is
though.
such a weird place.
Did you say the internet?
the internet is such a
Yeah.
weird place, yes. And then there was stuff
More
about
porn.
lean, and I was like, what is happening?
Watching Zoomers discover that lean is a drug and not a meme is
It's
fucking
not just
choice.
purple Gatorade. I thought it was purple Gatorade.
So what's in lean? I know it's cough
What's in
syrup
Kit
and
Kat?
what else?
It's mostly cough syrup.
Sprite or purple
It's
Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid, Sprite, and cough syrup.
So it's just diluted cough syrup.
Yes.
Yeah, but you're drinking a
It's
bunch.
not
of
even
it.
a fun drug. It's just cough syrup, so it makes you sleepy.
Well, it makes you lean.
What's
Yeah, it makes you
I see.
lean.
I mean,
That's
I
why it's called
guess
lean.
that doesn't even sound like a fun. Doesn't even sound fun.
It's a drug that can kill you.
McDonald's Sprite and cough syrup.
What's the difference
Specifically.
between McDonald's Sprite and regular Sprite?
There's a
Apparently-
big difference. There's a big
Is
difference,
there?
Steve. There's a
Yeah.
big difference.
Is there actually, or is it a meme?
No,
it's a big
there
difference, bud.
Have
literally
you
is.
ever tasted the difference, Steve?
I don't. You
Same
realize
with the Coke product. Yeah, with all their
I
like
can
I know
count-
the Coke is different.
Was it Kim Kardashian or was it Julia Fox?
I can count the number of
I'm
times I've
pretty
been
sure it
to
was the
McDonald's in the past 5 years, in the past like 4 years on one hand.
Okay.
I don't go to McDonald's because Vanessa can't eat there.
Basically,
Probably a good choice.
the carbonating process is extremely different.
Oh, okay.
Essentially, from the way I've understood it from TikTok, is that essentially at other soda fountains, essentially there's a vat of carbonated soda, and then so it gets pulled through like the tub, like already carbonated. But at McDonald's, it's carbonated in the tubes. Like carbonation is added inside the tubes. So
And
that's
they
why.
basically just put syrup into carbonated water.
Yeah, which is how the McDonald's soda is way more bubbly than any other restaurant, and it's also like it's more syrupy because just the way that they mix it.
I'm
Essentially,
gonna have to try. I guess I might have to try that sometime.
it's interesting. Moving on.
Yeah.
Mike tried some anime.
What's in a box?
I'll tell you about. This
It's
isn't
kinda
going to be
counts
the
as head.
seasonal recap one because we're already running so fucking long. But
I am
this
gonna
is
step
just
away and
gonna
go to the bathroom though, otherwise I'm gonna pee my pants.
He gotta go potty.
So we'll start with some anime announcements. I can't tell if I'm about to sneeze or not, but I'm just going to roll with it and hope that I don't.
Bless
So
you.
we got some big announcements over the past month or so. In my opinion, the biggest one is the announcement of an anime for Lucifer and the Biscuit Hammer, which is one of the like big cult manga that has been going around and people have been waiting on an adaptation for so fucking long. It's my personal favorite manga of all time. I am mostly assured that they're going to fuck it up because we don't even have a trailer and it's supposed to come out this year.
Oof,
So,
care to explain what a biscuit hammer is?
It is a giant hammer floating in space that a mage is going to smash the earth with. And so
Is it made of biscuit?
nope, just a hammer.
Nope.
I am intrigued, and just that's the most anime ass shit I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh yeah, it's great. Would highly recommend the manga.
Is it humor?
Action comedy with mostly action, but it's got some pretty good comedy in it too. So.
I might give it a watch.
It's only 10. The manga's only 10 volumes, so
Mike, you're out of
relatively
focus.
Yeah.
Oh, never mind, you're back.
Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 has been announced for 2023. And the movie, Jujutsu Kaisen 0, premiered in Japan on Christmas of last year. So, now we just need to figure out when that's coming out over here. Speaking of big shonen titles, the next season of Demon Slayer has also been announced. It's going to be adapting the Swordsmith Village arc. By my personal calculations, just a theory, but could change. But based on what I've seen at how it's adapting stuff so far, we basically have 4 seasons of Demon Slayer left to adapt. So, and considering how much money Demon Slayer prints, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a full adaptation.
Hell yeah.
I should probably start watching that.
Yes.
I want to watch it too.
So it is a manga that is selling gangbusters. But speaking of manga, remember the NTR thing with Rent a Girlfriend that I brought up in the last anime box?
Sure.
Well, the author is now writing an additional manga that is basically poly incest.
Poly and
No.
incest.
No thanks.
Where do I sign up?
Gross.
Bruh.
What's
No,
it
no,
called?
I don't know the name of it, but
No, I'm
I'm
king
gonna have to
shaming.
look it up later.
Nope, I'm king
is
shaming.
my kink.
It's like, nope, I am king shaming you now.
Speaking of other weird announcements, Naoko Yamada, who is a big director in anime, one of the more popular modern directors. She did Sound Euphonium, K-On!, Atomical Market, etc. A lot of stuff with KyoAni. Most recently, she did Heike Monogatari. She's going to be making a Kit Kat commercial. To which my response is, give me a break.
Fuck off.
I was actually gonna say that.
Let's see. Going back.
My foot cracked.
Transitioning over to the licensing side of things, the manga Yokohama Shopping Log has finally been licensed by 7 Seas. This is kind of a big deal, actually, because it's not a super popular manga, but it's basically like the holy grail of manga licenses. It's essentially the Mother 3 of manga licenses, where it's this cult hit that no one ever thought was ever going to be brought over, ever, and now it's finally happening. I did a video on one of the seasons of the anime, so if you want to go look that up, you can go check that out.
Hashtag shameless.
Yeah. Going back to another previous anime box, Soul Press, which you may remember, essentially went FTB forfeited because after failing to pay taxes, has officially had their licenses revoked for the platform Bookwalker, which is a big online light novel publication. We still don't know about Soul Press proper because they have not said anything themselves. I highly doubt they're going to say anything at this point, but essentially all properties that are tied to them are going to be in licensing hell for a while. So, shame about that. Let's see. Studio Sunrise has announced that they will be changing their name to, I believe, Bandai Namco Pictures, because they are owned by Bandai Namco. To which everyone responded, why?
I was gonna ask, why aren't they Studio Sunset?
Funny. But anyway, the Studio Sunrises, they're the Gundam studio. So, yeah. At the recent what was it? That's like the I think it's called like the Toy Awards or something. A Pokemon won License of the Year this year, which is no shock at all, considering how much on a roll they have been so recently. Let's see. Voice actor Kiyoshi Kobayashi has announced his retirement at the age of, I believe, 95.
Holy
Hot
fuck.
damn.
He is most notable for playing Jigen in Lupin III for the past 52 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah. So,
I
yeah,
love casting.
the most recent season of Lupin, Lupin Part 6, is the first Lupin anime without him playing Jigen. So, a shame that we won't be hearing his voice anymore, but I think he earned a very long rest. Let's see. I'll skip those two. The Crunchyroll Awards happened.
Mike, that's not important.
Yeah, they were. No one cares. Anyway, the Crunchyroll Awards happened, and they went about as well as you thought they would. The most notable being that Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan was nominated for Best Protagonist and Best Antagonist, prompting everyone to ask Crunchyroll if they knew what an antagonist was.
Mike, your Twitter banner is also the definition of antagonist, I believe. Would you care to explain that?
It's basically a running.
He's the bad boy of Anna Twitter.
Not even a running joke, just a running. Please stop having this debate thing where people don't fucking understand the difference between a villain and an antagonist. So basically, at one point, I said X number of likes, and I'll change my banner to this, and so it happened.
So, would you consider like Bakugo an antagonist, but not a
Absolutely
villain?
not.
Yes.
No.
Wait, what?
He's not a villain.
Not at all.
He's not a villain or an antagonist.
No,
An antagonist is essentially someone who's working against the protagonist's plot.
He's just Bakugo's angry boyfriend.
Essentially, for the most part,
Sorry, not Bakugo. We're talking about Bakugo. He's his own angry boyfriend. He's just Deku's angry boyfriend.
For the most part, as far as I understand, if there's only one protagonist to your story, there could really, I mean, not only one antagonist, but essentially there are usually more villains to a story than there are antagonists. Villains are just people who are doing kind of morally wrong stuff in the universe, and antagonists are people who are fighting against the hero kind of thing. Right. Not even the hero, but the main
not
character.
Even fighting against, just moving the plot progression against the protagonist.
So I guess, like, in the book that I've been writing for the past decade, eventually it'll come out, I have a main character, and technically her love interest is the antagonist, because he's working against her. And
You can make a manga out of that.
I'm sure they have.
To put it in like My Hero terms,
My hero.
like, so Shigaraki is the antagonist because he's constantly fighting against the heroes and Deku and All Might. No, he is a villain, but an example of a villain is like Overhaul, where like he wasn't specifically fighting against like Deku and like All Might and stuff, but he was still a bad guy doing bad stuff, so he needed to be stopped.
Because he's bad
I would still qualify him as an antagonist because he is working against the plot of the series.
I guess, but like, I guess in the overarching though, or
he is a minor antagonist. He is not a
like muscular. No, because he's still fighting against them. Yeah, but he's also just kind of fighting against them to fight against them.
My Hero is a bad example because it's super clear cut as to trying to make it more complex.
True,
but yeah. But anyway, speaking of antagonists, the Attack on Titan fan base is certainly misrepresenting the points of the series very horribly. During a poll on a recent episode of the series, on the Attack on Titan wiki page, it was asked whether a certain character was justified in his actions in the series, to which most of the people responded yes. The action was genocide.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh no! I'm glad
This is fine.
I fell off Attack on Titan.
I want to watch Attack on Titan.
Now,
still.
to be clear,
I need to get back to watching
the show says that genocide is bad.
Genocide is bad, okay?
It's just that there's literally a point where one of the characters starts screaming, "This is bad! Don't do this!
Stop killing
just
people!"
The fan base is not that bright.
I have learned over time that there's always this small little bit of fan bases that just sucks. Every fan base has them, and they're all so loud.
It's called the GOP.
Anyway,
fair.
Wow.
In VTuber news, going back to the lean discussion earlier, there was a bit of a controversy with Mori Calliope a little while ago where she joked about being so tired because she had too much lean on an episode.
Watch for My Hero. It gets good.
So that was a thing, and basically that's part of the reason why you're seeing an uptick in memes about lean. So that happened. Also, it was another, I believe it's Hololive Indonesia. There's
Indo.
Indo, yeah, Indo. Is that where Rushio's from, Ryan? I don't know, but
I'm not positive.
Yeah. But anyway, there's a VTuber Rushia. who it was. It's gonna get stupid, so I'm gonna have to explain it all the way through. It was discovered that she had a boyfriend, or significant other, or whatever, most likely a boyfriend from the way it's been talked about, which sparked some backlash from fans, which is kind of one of the real iffy things about how VTubers are currently being treated, especially corporate VTubers, because they're basically treated like idols. And the idol industry is super fucking toxic, and basically like tries to craft images of people that are fit to sell.
It's just kind of interesting because the United States doesn't have anything like the idol industry, really.
Not in the form that is in right now, but
American
yes.
Idol.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
You could argue that started it.
Japanese idols are a whole different beast, because it's essentially you are in basically down to your personal life is controlled by a corporation. You have to be on brand in what you do, which means for the most part no dating ever, or at least no public dating
until you retire.
Which flashback to about 5 years ago, there was an idol in AKB48 who was caught leaving a man's house in the morning, and so she shaved her head as repentance.
Oh.
Like I said, super toxic industry.
Mm-hmm.
But, wild, yo.
Fortunately, it seems like VTuber fans specifically are starting to be a little more progressive on these things, and are just not as toxic about it. There's still a lot of not great people, but for the most part, it doesn't seem like Rushia's career is in danger. And it actually got a trending tag in Japan, or trending hashtag on Twitter, is like, "We love Rushia," which, because of how Japanese is written, when auto-translated into English, it translates to "We love Russia."
Whoops.
Which is not particularly great for right now.
Oh no, Japan, what are you doing?
And finally, not in anime news, but animation news. The PBS program Arthur has finally ended after 25 years.
I'm literally gonna watch the last episode tomorrow because I have the day off. Don't tell me anything about it.
Yeah, it's got like a flash forward scene at the end that's kind of cute.
Okay,
so,
don't tell me anything about it.
The animation has not aged well. Well, it has not survived well in the transition from what it used to be, but
it's been airing all this time, right?
Yeah,
but
I've had new episodes the entire time.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's had like 25 or 26 seasons of it. So,
does anyone know? So, on my days off of work, I want mind-numbing television, and what's the best type of television is that? Educational children's shows.
You normally watch crime shows.
I do, and I have been watching a crime show on Hulu. It's a Hulu original. It's about a man who's killed 2 of his wives.
Oh.
Anyway.
Delightful.
Anyway, do you know where I can watch Arthur? That's not on cable, obviously.
Hold on, I'm on my...
Does PBS have a streaming site?
Maybe
watch
Hulu?
on Prime Video.
Oh.
It's included with Prime. So if you have Prime,
I got Prime. I'm gonna start watching.
There's also 259 episodes of Arthur.
Yeah,
damn.
Mike, were you done?
No.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, that was
okay.
It? Okay.
Monica, movie.
Okay.
We're an hour and 36 minutes in. Just saying.
That's what I'm saying. Monica, movie.
I'm aware.
Lightning round, go.
No,
Hey,
Monica,
Mike,
movie.
the window's open.
So, at first, when I started the movie, I was really confused because I'm like, wait a minute, did we accidentally start a third episode of Midnight Mass? Because there are so many coastline shots of the East Coast. But then I'm like, wait a minute, I'm on Apple Plus, not Netflix. So today we're talking about Coda.
Coda,
which is what? Which
Koda or CODA?
That's IMDb I go.
Like the music.
Kind of. I'll get there in a second.
But
so
like okay.
So it's one of the Best Picture nominees. So so I'm starting down that path, and this is the first one out of the 6 that I've been watching. And Coda is not in. While it can be referred to the musical term, it mainly is an acronym for Child of Deaf Adult. So
Oh, that's awesome.
So the story
Sorry.
itself, no, you're okay.
My brain's just like, whoa.
It's okay. I've got an eyelash or something in my eye, and it's distracting me. So
I'll talk to you about things and eyeballs later.
yeah.
We have to finish up the podcast.
Oh,
It's
so
not anything weird, Monica.
So the story of Coda surrounds Ruby, who is a Coda, a child of a deaf adult, and her entire family, her parents and her brother are all deaf, and her family relies on her to help them with their fishing business. And she's a senior in high school, and she recently developed a love of singing and joined the school choir. And the whole conflict of the conflict of the story is torn between helping her family and being there for her family, or pursuing her own path that her family will never have an understanding of. And there's a point of her pursuing going to Berkeley for music. So one of the interesting things is this is technically a remake of the French film La Famille Bélier, the Bélier family. The movie also came under fire for the French movie came under fire for not having deaf actors portray the deaf family members, which is rectified in Coda, where all of the characters that are deaf are all played by deaf actors, specifically Marley Matlin, Oakbrook represent, playing the mom, Troy Kotzer playing the dad, and Daniel Durant playing the son. So they are all that is, which I find very, very interesting. Now, one of the big things that besides the obvious, yes, hey, here's this really obvious shot of an iPhone. This is a movie by Apple, guys. One of the big things that I just kept thinking is what this movie is like is if someone took an Oscar bait movie and someone took a teen drama, put it in a blender, and pressed puree a few times. And, and it's just like there are chunks of it that are good. There's in terms of the family drama and them all signing to each other in these arguments and about them potentially losing their boat. And then there's on the same note, there's a scene where there's a bullshit romantic subplot where Ruby is bringing a guy back to her room to help her practice, and her parents think they were having sex, and they're signing about you should be wearing a condom, and then that gets around the school. Like, it's this weird, it's tonally very strange where it tries to live in both of these worlds and doesn't really develop either one to really its full potential. And I am huge sucker for character development, and the characters definitely were more like those, like stand-in, like the caricatures rather than actual characters. Specifically thinking of like the music teacher is very much a stereotype of that flamboyant crazy choir director that we've seen time and time again. And not to say that it's bad, it's just it couldn't decide what it wanted to do. It didn't and even just from the cinematography standpoint, it very much is shot like a teen movie, which I found very, very interesting. It has its sweeter moments though, like there's a part where near the end where Ruby is singing, her and her dad are outside, and her dad feels her throat so he could feel the vibrations of her voice because he can't hear her, and I thought that was a really sweet moment. And there are other funny little things as well, but I felt like they either needed to commit to focusing less on the family and more about Ruby, or focusing less on Ruby and be more about the family instead of trying to balance between the two. And again, not to say it's bad, it's fine. I feel like if it wasn't under the pretense of Best Picture Oscar nominee, it'd be fine, but it just kind of falls to the bottom of the list I've seen so far. And it's, yeah, so it was fine. It's definitely skippable. Like, you don't have to go out of your way to see it. It's definitely not worth getting Apple Plus for just for Coda. But it was cute, and one of the things that I always think about with movies like this is I always think of our friend Mark from Band, and just wondering what his perspective would be on this, if this representation is accurate, and if it's something that if there's any truth to it or whatnot. Always think about those.
Nice, very nice.
Can
I was paying attention to you too, but I also was paying attention to chat, and I was trying to make Kevin do things, but he
my
didn't.
sound alerts aren't on. Dab.
Wow.
Fine, I'll do it. Bruh.
Loser.
Okay,
Yeah.
Now
so
they should be on again.
that's
You said they should be on again?
Stuff.
No, now they're on. Give it a second, Ryan, then you can do sports.
Hey, this is the perfect intro for sports!
Is it? Oh yeah, kind of. Maybe.
Kevin, have you ever regretted this particular sound?
Yeah.
Have you looked at his face? I mean,
Well, I mean, you invited that one in with my fucking goblin energy. Go ahead, Ryan, what is sports doing today? Ish.
I forgot. Well, this jersey, I forgot to wear it last week because when I got it, we did do the podcast. But it's my Weeb jersey.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
what does that say?
Yamamoto.
Ah,
Anyway, hot topic. Hot topics. As in the last couple of days, University of Michigan basketball head coach Juwan Howard has been suspended by the university, and only the university so far, for the rest of the regular season for punching University of Wisconsin's head basketball coach for calling a timeout with seconds remaining and Wisconsin up 14 points.
Ooh.
Apparently, I think Howard tried making this a racial thing, but he literally called timeout with seconds to go in the game against Wisconsin earlier in the season, and his team was up by 16 points. He's also done this to other teams too.
So he was wrong.
On July 1st, 2019, the lifeless body of Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim pitcher Tyler Skaggs was found in his hotel room, and the autopsy revealed he died of a drug overdose.
Oh.
The Angels would pitch a combined no-hitter their next home game, with everyone wearing his number 45. Last Thursday, after an investigation into how Skaggs was able to get the drugs in the first place that caused the overdose, a jury found former Angels staff member Eric Kay guilty of distributing fentanyl, which led to Tyler's death.
Yikes.
And around this time, other MLB players have said they've gotten drugs from Kay as well, and we're still waiting on sentencing.
Don't fuck with fentanyl.
Yeah.
No.
hardcore shit, guys.
That's a no drug.
Only do drugs that can't kill you, like pot.
Speaking of fucking, Buffalo Bills wide receiver Stephon Diggs allegedly had two women in the same hotel in two different rooms on Valentine's Day.
Allegedly.
Hey!
That's doing Valentine's Day on expert
So he
mode.
was flipping between rooms.
Apparently.
Gee, Billy, two Valentines.
Stefan.
Whatever.
Well, that's a
though.
joke.
I know. It has now been over 11,000 days since the Detroit Lions last won a playoff game. But hey, your old quarterback won a Super Bowl. Who's counting?
Apparently you are.
Lol.
Well, some Lions fan was. Speaking of the Lions' old quarterback Matt Stafford.
Yes,
Stafford's wife and Rams wide receiver Cooper Kupp have a shocking resemblance with each other, which might explain Stafford and Kupp's chemistry on the field. Just saying.
Woohoo!
Woo!
He wants
It's
that.
kind of scary.
He wants that ass. That's why he throws
the
him so much.
The NFL game that is to be played in Munich, Germany this coming season is rumored to be a rematch of Super Bowl 55 with the Kansas City Chiefs and Tampa Bay Buccaneers, just without the Tom Brady part.
So it's gonna suck.
Maybe, probably. The Chicago Blackhawks have parted ways with legend Bobby Hull as team ambassador in an effort to redefine what it means to be in such a role, which, among all the other shit that has been going on with the team as of late, the whole Kyle Beach sexual assault cover-up, old rich white man Rocky Wirtz getting angry about a reporter asking about the Kyle Beach cover-up, the team just sucking in general. It's probably a good thing that the team wants to distance themselves from someone who defends Hitler and beats his wife.
Sorry, what?
Oh,
You heard me.
Yikes.
I would like you to elaborate. I mean, not that the second one isn't horrible. I would like a slight elaboration on that first one.
No.
No.
Oh, understandable. Have a nice day.
Do you need an elaboration? He says he likes Hitler.
That's fair.
And finally, it may be the very beginning of the college baseball season, but number 2 ranked in the country, University of Arkansas, got upset with a final score of 3-2 in their home opener.
Oh, that sucks.
Now, who is that school that beat them, you ask? None other than the Illinois State Redbirds, baby.
Yeah, baby.
It's about the birds, baby. Come on, love the birds.
Get a home run, yes.
Hit a home run. Wait, what? Wait, we do have a baseball team.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good now.
We were supposed to go to a game when we were in college.
Nope.
I'm actually moving the last topic to next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Is that you said and finally, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I okay, I was coloring. So
I
wasn't
wasn't being
necessarily
snarky with
paying
that.
attention.
I wasn't
that's
being
gonna-
snarky with that.
That's
I
gonna
was-
wrap up the podcast. I finished my cocktail.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I'm
real quick,
sleepy.
you know how you were talking about you had something in your eye, Monica?
Yeah.
I went to work today, barely able to drive because I couldn't see out of my left eye.
Oh.
It's fine now because my awesome coworker Tina flushed my eyeball with saline water a couple times.
Oh.
Thank
But
you,
it was-
Tina.
No, yeah. She's like, "Come on, let's go, let's do it." I'm like, "I don't like things near my eyeballs. This is why I don't have contacts." So,
You get used to it.
yeah, but like, I was flinching. I mean, to be fair, the saline water was kind of cold, but I was flinching every time it happened. But it now feels better. And once we're done with the podcast, I'm gonna text her and say thank you so much.
There
Nice.
you go.
I'm gonna do that.
All right.
now, actually.
Well, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. Ryan,
Whoa.
I don't like that. Please stop.
Oh.
I don't like that.
I don't like
No,
the
no.
eyeball.
I
I mean,
don't
I
like
actually
that.
don't. I don't mind things like near my eye. Like,
You don't want me to put your eye drops in your eye.
yeah, I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. For another exciting media club podcast and media club, we'll be doing midnight mass
Steve,
episodes.
that's a really cute puppy.
I know, she's adorable. Her name is Wanda.
Oh,
Oh,
Harry, I liked it
she's
better
so
when you winked at me.
Oh, look at the little black butter.
We'll be doing episodes 5 and 6 next time. There are 9 episodes total, right?
Yes.
7.
Okay. There's 7
No.
episodes?
There's 7 total.
Yeah.
Anyways, so yes, we're almost at the end of Media Club, but we're going to be doing the next 2. We'll be live tomorrow with something. I don't know what yet. I'm feeling Lost Ark, but we'll see. So, thank you guys for hanging out, and we'll see you next time. Ryan's already turning off everything. Ryan, you're still live, right?
Yeah, I know.
Okay. So, thanks for hanging out, guys. Bye-bye.
Would you
Why?
take a shit for $1 million?